Alright, we're back for episode 4 of Love and Hip Hop Hollywood. Today we start off with Tierra and her new boo, and she's premiering some new music, which does not sound too bad. Kind of liked it. But we meet her new man, whose name is Akbar. And I'm not sure how I feel about him yet, but from the looks of things, he seems to be just a little bit controlling. And he's into a little bit of everything. He's got a production company. He's a director. He's this. He's that. So, he's one of those type people. But Tierra seems to think he's overprotective. But, that's just another word for saying controlling. Okay, so she needs to watch him. And not to mention, he just got on here and already talking about her friends. He don't like Miss Nikki baby. He don't like none of her friends she be hanging out with because he said they ratchet. But okay, cool. You haven't even met him yet. So then we go over to Lyrica and her mom, Lyrica G. They are on Donatella's radio show and they are just talking about an upcoming showcase and a few other things. Well, the subject of Safari comes up, and of course Lyrica just kind of skates by it, and we find out that Lyrica G, which is the mama, is now releasing music, and basically a diss record directed toward K. Michelle. The mamas on here are just too much for me sometimes. Like, you need to sit down. So then Lyrica, the daughter, because they got the same name, which is weird, but she tells her mom like he was doing too much. She didn't even know her mom went to the concert last week, okay, when she was messing with K. Michelle. So then they get into an argument and her mom just kind of storms off. So it's a whole big old mess. So anyways, then we go over to Drew, or Fizz's house, and little AD is going to pick up shoes for his son with Moniece. Well, while she's over there, somebody was walking down the stairs looking pretty comfortable in his house. Who other than Tiffany, who is AD's old best friend, who did not like her and Moniece being together. They had a big falling out. If you watched the season last season, you know exactly who she is. But now she's dating Fizz. Because, the storylines here, right? We need one. We have to stay on the show somehow. So why not? I don't know. He says he really loves the girl and that she's amazing and that they vibe. But, I don't know. It just kind of spells drama and what you need to stay on Love and Hip Hop. So go ahead. I understand it. Get your hustle on, man. Do what you do. But obviously, this is going to be some drama when Moniece finds out because they don't like each other. And Moniece want to fight half of LA anyways. So then we move on to Ray J, who is trying to assemble a little pin or whatever for his baby, finally stepping up and trying to help out Princess. He was having trouble with that little thing. But I understand those things are hard to put together. Instructions is never right. Anyways, so he was filling in Princess about how he saw Moniece, and he had to fill her in about the Safari situation where he basically set Safari up. And Princess was like, stay out of it, which I kind of think she's right. Mind your own business. But let's be real, if it was the other way around, she wouldn't be out of it if she had to tell her girl something. But I'm still not convinced with Lyrica and Safari. I just don't believe it happened. And if you watched last week, run a tape back, he never ever said that they slept together. He just said that something happened, but we just don't know what's going on. So I'm not convinced yet. I need proof. Some type of proof. I need it to come out of his mouth or out of Lyrica's mouth that something actually went down. Now, is Ray J going to listen to Princess? Probably not. Should he? Yes. But we're going to see what he does, because I don't believe it. He going to tell. I know he is. So now Brooke is getting her surgery done, making sure everything is okay, getting her reduction, and Marcus is there the whole time. Kind of like he forgot he had a girlfriend. But whatever. Because he loves Stacia, or whatever her name is, Stacy, something. But yeah, so he's there for support, and, he said he wished that Brooke and Stacia could have met in a different way, because apparently they was gonna be best friends, regardless, you know, you messing with both of them, but he wanted them to meet in a different way. They brain some, and I'm gonna tell you, Marcus really don't know what he want. Like, I don't know. So then we catch up with Solo Lucci, who is throwing yet another party, spending $20,000 on a useless party with all these people looking nasty and doing whatever they was doing. So that little bonus he signed is about to be gone real quick if he don't get his life together. His friend A1 was there, and he was trying to tell him, you need to invest because this money will be gone, and he need to listen to him because he gonna run out of money. Like, calm down, Solo Lucci. And then while they at the party, A1 is getting texts from Lyrica, who is not having it. She found out he was at the party. She's seen pictures, and yeah, she was not having it. But of course, he don't care because he mad at her about the Safari situation. So it's a mess. So outside, Paris, Tiara, and Miss Nikki Baby is outside. Now, Tiara told her man that she was going to an exec party with Miss Nikki Baby. But this is not an exec party. This is just trashy. And okay, in that aspect, he was kind of right. But then he shows up unannounced at the party, dragging her out, and then talking crazy to her friends. Now look, I understand, whatever, he trying to look out for her, but he's just a little bit too aggressive with her friends and with her, and I don't trust him, and he seems controlling, and I don't like him. And while we're at this party, we're also introduced to Lil Brittany, who made herself very known to A1. Now I know A1 is and Lyrica is going through some things, but she was a little bit too flirtatious with him, and I don't know, once Lyrica finds out about that, it's definitely going to be an issue. I guess if you want to work with A1, you just need to be at a party, be dancing or something, and you know, that's how you get it. That's how you meet people, I guess, in LA. So then we see Mr. Ray, Moniece, and AD at dinner. Well, Moniece has no idea that Fizz is dating Tiffany yet. So of course, AD has to fill her in. So once AD fills her in, of course Moniece goes off and goes to her favorite place, Instagram, and starts to write all of this crazy stuff about Tiffany. Why she can't be an adult and then actually talk to Fizz or talk to Tiffany first, I don't know. But she gets on there saying disrespectful stuff, and then of course Fizz, thinking he can handle it, is like, don't worry, I got her. We gonna be fine. Okay, because you control her so well the past few years and when y'all was together. So now Marcus is with Stasia. He done brought her to a little hotel, want to do some romantic stuff. But then Stasia wants to drop a bomb. She was like, so what would you do if I was pregnant? Marcus was not having it and was like, hold up, we need to talk without the cameras. Like, dead serious. He tried to run to the bathroom, but of course 11 Hip Hop cameras was there. And, you know, she was all excited, like, oh, I thought this would be a good thing. And he was like, no, like, I don't want no kids. I thought you didn't want no kids. She even tried to kiss him on the cheek, and he snapped back. And I was like, oh, girl, no. See, he was playing around, and then things got serious. I don't know what you thought was going to happen, but, you know, it kind of happens when you're not being safe, Marcus. Then she want to be like, so are we official? Or are we a thing? Kind of think you should have known that before y'all started all of this, and before you got pregnant, or possibly pregnant, because we don't know yet. But still, might have been one of those things you get straight before all of this comes into play. But Marcus now has an even bigger situation to deal with, other than the whole Brooke and Stasia thing. Now it may be a baby involved. So then we get back to Lyrica and A1 at the crib, and it's a whole big mess. He comes in, she's like, this is my house, I'm staying here. Why are you out partying at these parties with all these girls? And they start going at it. And of course, the Reed Queen, Mr. A1, right there, called everything on her fake. She called everything on him fake. He talking about your body fake, your jewelry fake, everything. And I'm just like, man, y'all just really going at it. So then by the end of the fight, he's like, I want a divorce, and that's what's gonna happen. So I guess we'll see if that really happens. But it didn't look too good coming out of that one. So Marcus gets a text from Brooke, and she's like, hey, come over, it's an emergency. So he rushes over thinking something is wrong, but it's really celebratory because she doesn't have cancer, which is a very good thing. But, you know, the celebration is obviously cut short. They get on the subject of Stasia, and of course, Marcus don't say nothing about the baby. But we all know it'll come out eventually. So Brooke is just like, come on, like, you know, this is just some little plaything. You need to go ahead and drop her and then come back to me. But then Marcus is like, I did that last time and then you was with Booby or whatever. It just seems like a bunch of mess. But what I do know is when Brooke finds out about this maybe baby, it's gonna be a hot mess. And she's still under the impression that they are going to get married by a ring that she stole from him. I'm like, he didn't propose. Like, what are you doing? But she, in her mind, is just like, we're gonna get married still, and she tripping. Like, literally, she tripping. I'm like, girl, the door, go sit down. Then Marcus is like, well, I need you to prove that you really love me. Well, two things. How's she gonna prove that if y'all not together? And how's she gonna prove that if you got a girl and she pregnant? Like, I kind of think that's one of those things that maybe is kind of hard to do. But I don't know. You figure it out. You got it. I believe in you. So then we meet up with Fizz again, who decides it's going to be a very good idea to have a truce dinner with AD, Moniece, and Tiffany, because he can make it happen. So obviously, things don't go as planned, as you can already guess. And, you know, at first, it was like, hey, this wasn't nothing about you, Moniece. I just really like this girl. But then they go back to stuff that happened last year, and it goes left as usual. So then Moniece starts saying, oh, all your girls threaten me, and I never feel safe when you have a new girlfriend. Moniece, you threatened half of freaking California. What are you talking about? And you talking about his girlfriends? If they feel threatened, it's because you come at them. I'm just confused on what world she living in. I don't know. So then, of course, she gets emotional and was like, I've been dealing with stuff and half of this comes from you. And it's because you've never had my back. I'm like, girl, when you fighting everybody, it's hard to do that. But I don't know how he hasn't when he been taking care of your kid. And I mean, what else do you want him to do? Y'all are not together anymore. So then she's just like, well, I'm not going to be a part of this situation. And then she started throwing shots at Tiffany. And she started talking about Tiffany's son. Now, if anybody talked about her son, she would have went completely left. And so she starts talking about the girl's son. And then, of course, they want to fight. And she don't get to the girl. But, I mean, I'm like, Moniece, you're like such a hypocrite. Like, you be talking about this girl all the time and talking about her kids. But if one person said anything about you and your mothering, then here we go. You know, like, I don't know. She just be living in this dream world. And they need to get her because she needs some help. So that was basically it for this episode. Next week looks pretty interesting. Looks like Little Akbar is a little shady one, which I already kind of figured. But yeah, then we got A1 trying to fight somebody else yet again. So that ought to be interesting. But you know what to do. Like, comment, share the video, and subscribe to my page. And until next week, I will see you later.